Hi everyone, it's Sonia here. So I would like to give you a little update about what's been going on in Quebec, especially with the kids at school and especially with the issue of kids wearing masks at school. It's actually kind of a really big thing here right now. And Microsoft has created an app called the Daily Pass, which is supposed to keep kids safe at school, and it just so happens to involve scanning a QR code, which is more than a little creepy. Couple things I want to mention first. Please excuse the mess. I've been kind of obsessed with building an online empire, selling all my stuff. It's been a learning curve, and it's been taking up a lot of time. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Please leave me a comment. It helps with the algorithm. Thank you for your support on Patreon. That keeps my channel going. And also, I've been on a keto diet, and I'm going to do an update at some point about how that's going. It's actually going better. I finally started losing weight, and I just want to let you know that I'm finding that Keto Elevate from BioTrust is really helpful. You know, it's a powder, it comes in a bag. So when you're on keto and it's hard to find things you can eat, and sometimes you're out and you're hungry and you just need a little something, Keto Elevate is great. You just throw it in your coffee and you're good to go. It gives you a big boost of energy, and it's totally keto, only 3 carbs per serving. So if you're doing keto and you're interested, please check out the link below and you'll get a discount. Okay guys, so here's the thing. I want to talk to you a little bit about the kind of madness that's happening here with masks. So kids have to wear masks in school here in Quebec. At first it was only, I think, grade 5 and up, and they only had to wear them in the hallways, not in their classrooms, because they were in classroom bubbles. Then it changed to they had to wear it in the classroom. Then after the March break, our government decided they have to wear them all the way down to grade 1. So a lot of the kids are really struggling with this, and the parents are quite upset about it. A lot of them have taken their kids out of school. Demands on the kids as far as masks go just keep increasing and increasing. We have these rules, and the problem is they just keep getting more and more difficult for the kids. The recent development is my friend's daughter sent her this text message on her phone. OMG, the new rules are we can't even take off our mask to eat a snack or lunch, and our water bottles have to have a straw so we can drink under the mask. What the F? I know, right? How can you eat your lunch? Can you go outside, leave school property? I literally want to take you out of school. So they're actually telling the kids to eat with their masks on. These are high school kids. And so what they're doing, since they don't like this, is they're just going off school property to eat their lunch outside with their friends with no mask on. Here's another way that some people have figured out what to do about eating. When I first saw this, I thought it was a joke. Researchers create nose-only COVID masks to wear while eating. Yes, researchers in Mexico have found a way around the problem by creating a nose-only COVID mask, which, I mean, excuse me again for giving my humble opinion, me not being the scientist and all, but it seems kind of pointless because it's a respiratory infection and usually people cough with their mouth. So what is the point of blocking your nose? I mean, it just looks ridiculous. If there's science backing this, please enlighten me. Now, as for the situation in Montreal schools, in some schools it's gotten quite serious. This rapport d'observation, so this is like a report that was sent home. It says, we are sorry to inform you that an intervention with the school police was made regarding your child this lunch hour regarding the sanitary measures in the red zone on the school grounds. Social distancing and wearing a mask. Thank you for discussing with your child the importance of respecting the sanitary rules. The police have the power to give out a ticket if this happens again. So this is not even necessarily inside the school. It could be literally outside. Well, I guess treating the kids like criminals is one way of dealing with the problem. And this, she's in Sec 2, which means she's in grade 8, so it's high school. Even though if she actually crosses the street, then there's nothing the school can say and there's nothing the police can do. But if she takes her mask off while on school property, literally the police can get involved and give her a fine. I mean, you know, I've seen the kids at my son's school and when they're not in school, they're not distancing. You should see them on the bus. Actually, you should see all people on the bus and the metro in Montreal. There is no distancing. It's basically completely impossible. So I want to show you this, okay? These are the directions from the government regarding, the educational milieu, as we say here. So here are the rules for kids in secondary school in Quebec. They're saying they don't have to distance while in class because they're in a stable group. They do have to wear the medical mask at all times, including when they're going from one place to the other and on all school grounds and school transport. However, students who have a particular medical condition that prevents them from wearing the face covering or the mask in a safe way should be exempted from this obligation. Now, our government has exemptions for all people, adults included, for certain conditions which do include developmental disabilities like autism and also skin conditions. So apparently, as far as the Ministry of Education goes, this applies to school as well. Now, the problem was, see, you guys know my son has an autistic spectrum disorder. So he should be exempt. Now, he made a good effort and he tried to wear the mask for as long as he could. And it just got to a point where he's not really able to focus and concentrate and get his work done when he's got this thing on his face. So the teachers were constantly complaining. As they were making him wear it more and more, his performance at school was going down, He was having more and more trouble, and it was getting to the point where he was refusing to wear it, and they were kicking him out of class all the time. So what happened with that was, since he was out of class and he was in the library, he was missing class time. Then he was getting docked for participation marks. He's missing the lecture. He's not participating in the activities. Then the teachers are calling me and telling me, he needs to be in class. And I'm asking him, well, why is he out? Well, he refuses to wear his mask. And I did mention to the teacher, well, he has a condition that exempts him. But she just said, well, I can see you're not going to be helpful. So this is what was happening, and he's not supposed to have to wear it if he can't tolerate it, but the school wasn't respecting that, and they're discriminating by making him have to be outside the class. But the government does have exemptions for that. And actually there was this interesting radio interview here. Can you demand a medical note to exempt a child from wearing a mask at school? A lot of people didn't even know you had any option of not wearing a mask, but you do. What transpired is that actually the school doesn't even have the right to ask for a medical note. If the parent says, my child has a medical condition, they can't wear the mask, the school doesn't have the right to demand. Now, in the case of my son, they already know because he has a code. But let's say if it was some other condition, apparently the parents do have the option to tell the school if their kid can't handle the mask for medical reason, and the school is supposed to respect that, and the child is supposed to remain in the class, but to be 6 feet distanced. So the thing here is Sonia Etienne, the president of the Centrale du Syndicat du Québec, says that it's unacceptable. So she says, by this decision, which constitutes a step backward, the government has made the choice of letting down the school staff and opening the door to a multiplication of refusals of the wearing of masks at school. She's afraid that now that this is out in the open, that a lot of parents are going to use that and say that their child has a condition so that their child doesn't have to wear a mask. I don't think that's going to happen because most people still feel that the mask is important, and including for their kids. Most people are on board. Most people, I think, maybe I'm just, naive, but I think most people are also honest. But this is the case that she's making. Oh, you're going to open the floodgates. She says the absence of the mask without a valid reason is against science. I think that this Sonia Etienne is worrying for nothing. But anyhow, it's all out in the open that the kids don't have to. If they have a reason, the parents can let them know. That seems like a great step forward to me, actually. Especially for my son who was being discriminated against. I mean, I was ready to email the health minister and tell him, something needs to be done about this so that the school could get a call from them, because they won't listen to me. Maybe they'll listen to someone from the health minister's office. But luckily this happened and I didn't have to do that. Interesting development also here in Quebec. The DPJ could reverse the principle of primauté parentale, like the parents having the first authority over the child, or like that the parents have the supreme right. So they're saying, well, depending on what parents are doing, if it's damaging, we take for granted that they have the right to live with the child, that they have the right to educate their child as to their religion, and they have the medical rights over their child. Oh, just so happens that's thrown in there, right? But hey, you know what? If they're really irresponsible parents and they don't deserve to have this right, well, we're going to fix that. So, yes, we have a lot of issues with Child Protective Services here, but the problem with this is that based on the direction things are going, this could be difficult for people who are not 100% on board with the program. For example, there have been some custody cases where people lost custody to the other parent in a divorce case because they were against the social distancing measures, or they had, or whatever it was, their beliefs about the pandemic weren't in line with what they should be, and then this was used as a reason for them not to have custody of their child. So I'm kind of wondering whether down the road this could be used against parents who refuse certain kinds of measures. Here's something you might really want to see. This is from Los Angeles Unified Daily Pass. I guess I'll play it with the sound down, and I'm just going to skip through it. So they're saying, how they partnered with Microsoft to create this great app so that the kids can be safe at school. Here's a guy with lots of credentials explaining why this is a good thing. It's very important. So what is this amazing app that they have? Okay, they're showing how, the kids, they have to do all this stuff. Wait, look here. The kid, she's so worried about COVID, and like, what if she gets it, and what if her mom gets it? Oh no. And it's true, a lot of kids are stressed out. They all get masks. Microsoft comes up with, the Daily Pass. So this is what you need so that the kids don't have to be anxious at school anymore. I guess they're going to go take a COVID test. That's one way to do it. The other thing is also, come on, pick one. They're all good. Just pick, that's the one. Create a daily pass. That's how you get your daily pass. You just check off, did you get any symptoms? Daily pass printed, there you go. And with that, they go to school and then check out what happens. Yes, you can just print it. You get your QR code, and the QR code gets scanned at school, and then the kids are all happy. You can see their smiles poking out under their masks. But look at this. Isn't that kind of creepy? Hey, those they're all standing in line. They have to like get scanned QR codes. I don't know, this has like a kind of sinister feel to it. I don't know, am I just super paranoid? Hi, Dad. I finally got my daily pass today so I can relax. Oh no, don't take your mask off in the car. Okay, so the thing with this is, if all you have to do is check off, like self-check your health state, what do you need an app for that? I think everybody knows at this point what to look for and when not to go to school. Do you really need to have this online thing, do the check, and print a QR code? Just to say that you're okay? Does that really make you safer? Personally, I don't think so. Also, there could be some asshole out there who has those symptoms and just says that they don't. So, I'm not really sure what this accomplishes, but I feel like I'm about to use the word dystopian again. Yes, dystopian. Those poor kids in lines having to present their QR codes. I don't know, something doesn't sit right with me. It gives me the feeling that this is for more like a social credit system down the road where you're used to getting scanned everywhere you go. It's just me, paranoid, as usual. So also here in Montreal, oh no, experts wonder why younger people seem to be getting sicker with COVID. With reports that younger people are getting sicker faster, experts wonder if it's simply because the variant is better at infecting cells. And there's a picture of someone who looks pretty young being put in an ambulance. But as you read the article, you see that they're actually talking more about proportions than total numbers. And what they've noticed is that proportionally, more young people are hospitalized versus old people than before. As doctors in Montreal and across the country report an increase in younger patients hospitalized with more severe COVID-19 complications, experts differ on why exactly this would be, or this might be. They said they had noticed a change in their ICU units in recent weeks, with more patients under 50 developing very severe COVID-19 symptoms very quickly. But they stressed their observations were anecdotal. Yeah, don't they always tell us not to listen to anecdotal evidence? So they should probably also do that. It seems, and I emphasize seems, as if there are more younger people who are getting severely ill and showing up. But they're pointing out that the proportion of the population not protected by vaccination is skewing gradually towards younger and younger people. So it could be that this is spreading a lot faster and it's not affecting the seniors, but it's affecting more younger people. That doesn't mean that their their percentage chance of getting sicker has gone up. You know, they're not really sure. Okay, let's just look at the data from Quebec. The Gazette makes it sound like, oh, all these young people are getting sick, ending up in hospital. But here's the data, because our government gives it to us. It's all right there. Hospitalizations for COVID based on age group. And so here's January, you know, when it was at the peak. And since then, it's gone down. And what you'll notice, oh, I can't touch it or it's gonna bring up that thing. But what you'll notice is that in January, there were a lot more seniors, that's the black, red, and orange, that were in the hospital. There were also a proportion of younger people. And if you look at this graph, you'll see that it's dramatically gone down in the older age groups, but it has actually also gone down in the younger groups. So, I mean, compared to January, it's gone down. It's gone down across the board. I don't see how, I mean, look at this. Let's pick a day here in January. If 40s, 9 hospitalizations. You know, 50s, 22. Let's see, the day before. The peak. 8 in the 40s, 19 in the 50s. Well, look at it now. 4 in the 40s, 5 in the 50s. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gone down. 3 in the 40s, 2 in the 50s. Here's a graph by week, which I think gives you an even better idea of what's going on. And you see that the rates in seniors have really dropped dramatically, but the rates in younger people have also gone down, and then they kind of stabilize and plateaus, but they're not going up. I mean, it's pretty clear to see. And if you really want the data, you can go like this, see how many people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s were hospitalized here on 3rd of January versus on the 14th of March. 17, 22, and 32 versus 48, 43, and 81. So, I mean, it has gone down. So I don't know what they're so worried about. Anyhow, we're doing a big vaccination rollout up here, as you know, and apparently we've done more than 1 million shots at this point. And Krispy Kreme Donuts has been trying to help with this by giving away free donuts for showing vaccination cards through the end of 2021. Yes, if you get your COVID shot, why does it say grape nuts here? I don't know, but if you get your COVID shot, you can get a free donut. Some people thought that was really ironic, considering that obesity is one of the highest risk factors for complications from COVID. But, you know, one donut isn't going to make you obese. Wait, they're not going to give them free donuts all year, are they? No, I don't think so. I think they only get one. Anyhow, free donuts, and a gym owner in New Jersey decided that, hey, you know, if they can give out free donuts, he can give free gym memberships to people who don't get a vaccine. And people are, calling him irresponsible. Irresponsible to give people a free gym membership? In the same way that no one is going to get the COVID shot because they get a free donut. I mean, who would do that? You get your COVID shot for other reasons, not because of the donut. By the same token, I don't think anybody skips a vaccine because they get a free gym membership. But yeah, you get a loot bag either way. So you guys, I got to wrap it up and go pick up Peanut. So that's what's been going on here in Quebec and a little bit from the U.S. It's a bit nuts. I'm tired. I'm tired of it. And let me know what you think. Thanks for leaving me a comment. Thanks for liking the video. Thanks again for your support on Patreon. Don't forget to check out Keto Elevate. If you're doing the keto, you might find it really helpful. And thanks for listening to me, and I'll see you next time.